live, local, and talking about the teams that matter to you. This is Talkin Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Brought to you by McMahon's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
Good morning and welcome to Talkin Sports, powered by McMahon's Best One. Along with D.C. Hendricks, I'm Jim Shovlin. Thanks for tuning in as we're talking local sports of all sorts until the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. If you'd like to be part of the show, if you have a question, comment, suggestion, etc., hey, hit us up on the text line at 260-447-8500. That's 260-447-8500. And we'll read it over and see if we can't get it on the air for you. DC, okay, I can't say this enough, and I've said it before. I'll say it again right now. Thank you so much for your 260 Dugout podcast. The first one, you're too deep into it now. The first one, Garrett Shanley, an amazing interview with Garrett, who is a product of Fort Wayne baseball. I believe St. Joe Little League, on to Northrop High School, then to the University of Cincinnati. He was a Cincinnati Bearcat, now in the White Sox organization. And then I thought, boy, can't get any better than this. Well, then all of a sudden, Gary Rogers appears on your podcast, and it just aired before this show at 8 o'clock this morning. And I've listened to it more than once, but there's so much to that and so much depth. And Gary's one of the best baseball guys around these parts. And you did a fantastic job in digging in and asking the questions and, about his playing, about his coaching, about other players and some philosophies and things like this. And if you are any kind of a baseball fan whatsoever and you missed that, please, where can they go and pick up the 260 Dugout podcast?
Yeah, so you can either go.
Am I saying the name right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, nailed it. First of all, thank you for enjoying it. It's always very imperative that when you start a new podcast that you get support from big people, when you first started. So I thank you for being a supporter of it in the early stages.
I love it. I really love it. And the sport of baseball around here needs this.
I agree. That's pretty much why I started it. But you can go to 04baseballco.com, and you can also just check it out on everywhere podcasts are available. It's on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn. It's on all those podcast platforms. So just search 260 Dugout Podcast and you'll be able to find it.
Oh, yeah. And can you tease us with maybe who's going to be on episode 3?
Yeah, so we drop a new episode each and every Monday around 10 a.m., and the next guest will be Caleb Kimmel of the World Baseball Academy.
Oh, my, a frequent guest of this show.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the great leaders already in the baseball community in Fort Wayne and beyond, to the World Baseball Academy. He and his wife, Kristen, do so much over there at 1701 Freeman Street. And and it goes beyond our borders as well, because they go to third world countries. They go and they take the game of baseball as ambassadors with a group. And they not only go there to teach the game to the youngsters there, but they also take equipment, gently used equipment, and provide that for these kids that may not have anything. And they identify the needs, and they go ahead and see what they can do to solve that. But within our borders, too, they do a lot for this local baseball community as well. So that should be great. I'm looking forward to that. Now, when do you say this will drop?
Each and every Monday around 10 a.m. is when new episodes drop.
All right. There we go. Well, welcome into Talkin Sports, powered by McMahon's Best One. Hey, that might be another good interview sometime. Bubba McMahon.
There we go.
Yeah, owner of McMahon's Best One and head baseball coach at Canterbury High School, where he's been for over 30 years.
Okay.
And the man loves baseball. Recently, within the last year, inducted into the Northeast Indiana Baseball Association Hall of Fame.
Nice.
So,
yeah, that would be a good one.
He is, yeah.
To learn a lot.
So he's a great guy, and he's a great storyteller.
Apparently played against him my senior year.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. But can just give us the obligatory go Southside Archers.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. And my Leo Lions, the varsity play a doubleheader with the Blackhawk Christian Braves today at Blackhawk Christian. And, looking at the weather reports, not to diss on our meteorologists or anything like this, however, being a baseball coach, during these months of the spring, we've always got one eye on the radar. Mm-hmm. And I was pretty sure at the start of the week that there was going to be no baseball Thursday or Friday, even on the JV level. We had games on Thursday and Friday, varsity playing on Saturday morning here as we are, and so I thought there's no way. We got both our games in, and it looks like they're going to play this morning at Blackhawk Christian. So, well, I should have been a weathercaster or something. You can be wrong half the time. You can hit 500 as a weatherman and still be beloved. So, if you predict bad weather and it doesn't happen, you can use the old line, well, we dodged a bullet there. See, I could be a weatherman. See, yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Once again, aren't you supposed to be retired? Are you supposed to be retired to create new career paths?
I am bored. Oh, man. I'm seriously considering, like trying to get back into the part-time workforce or something in between PA jobs. Anyway, 260-447-8500 is the text line to call. Fort Wayne Komets, game one of their series in the Kelly Cup playoffs of the ECHL against the Toledo Walleye. Went the Walleye's way last night as the K's dropped game one 5-4, despite 2 goals and an assist from one, Mr. Alex Aliardi. Game 2 is tonight at 7:15 in Toledo at the Huntington Center. And we'll be talking to Shane Albahrani just a little bit later on in the show and get his take on game one and what the K's are going to have to do to right the ship here, and played well from all indications. But anyway, we'll see what happens game 2, if they can steal one from the Walleye tonight. And then that kind of turns around home ice advantage. We'll see. The Fort Wayne Tincaps won their 5th straight game last night, beating Dayton 2-1 at Parkview Field in Midwest League Baseball. We're going to be talking to Mike Nutter right after the break, and they're right in the midst of a homestand. They will go on the road then for a week and come back for back-to-back homestands. So 12 games in about 14 days or so that they will play at Parkview Field. So, but tonight's game, it shifted from a day game to evening, but it's a 6:35 start. It's military appreciation night tonight. So, and then we'll have the Sunday game, Sunday afternoon game for that. So, and those Indiana Pacers dispatched the Milwaukee Bucks, with Tyrese Halliburton's father as well. Going toe-to-toe with Giannis Antetokounmpo afterwards.
Now he can't go to Pacers games for the foreseeable future. Good job.
Yeah, well, and Giannis thought it was just a fan, holding up the big poster of Tyrese and everything. And, it's interesting. I mean, you listen to national sports radio, and now, I mean, everybody's saying, be afraid of the Indiana Pacers.
Now.
Because they
reached the conference finals last year, the conference finals last year and almost beat the champions. But now it's time to fear the Pacers because they beat a injured Bucks team.
Well, okay.
The national media is funny. Like the Pacers.
Well, now they're taking notice because of that Eastern Conference Finals appearance last year.
Yeah.
And then now, what they're doing here is pretty interesting. Now they've got the Cleveland Cavaliers. If the Pacers are good and going to make a run, well, we'll see against Cleveland.
I think Pacers fans will be happy in this series as well.
Okay.
Not predicting a win right now, but I will say, don't let the seedings fool you and the regular season records fool you.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Top to bottom, the Pacers have a better team.
Cleveland is beatable.
Yes, very beatable.
Okay. Well, there we go. All right. So, we've got all that going on. On this day in Fort Wayne sports history, which is May 3rd, in 2007, IPFW beats Pepperdine to play for the NCAA tournament volleyball title. In Blake Sebring's book, Fort Wayne Sports History, on this date, it says, first, the Volleydowns surprised everyone by sweeping the number 6 ranked Ohio State team in Columbus to win the Midwest Intercollegiate Volleyball Association title to earn IPFW's 6th trip to the NCAA tournament. The Buckeyes had their 19-match home winning streak ended. So it was, guys like C.J. Macias, Brock Ulrich, Jason Host, Colin Linden, guys like that, were helping to make Arnie Ball's Volleydowns, put them on the map, make them great. And, of course, Lloyd Ball, all of his exploits as a Volleydown and, beyond as a gold medalist for USA Olympics as well. We've got a rich history in volleyball. Also, in 1988, former Piston Bobby McDermott is selected for the Basketball Hall of Fame. And in 1998, Fort Wayne artist and baseball historian Bob Parker passes away at age 82. And I know that Bob Parker resonates with current baseball historian Tim Tassler, who I think Bob was in Tim's wedding some years ago. So he had a great relationship with Mr. Parker, and Tim is carrying on that legacy. That might be another good interview on the 260.
Oh, Tassler, I've already reached out to Tassler.
Okay. Because he's been asked to come on this show any number of times. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, he's.
Oh yeah, one of the first people I messaged actually.
He is. And he loves it. He has a passion for baseball history, and there's so many others around too. Chad Gramling, we talked about Chad Gramling. Tim Kindler is another one who, if you want to know about anything that happened back when, mm-hmm. and league history and sites and such, Tim Kindler, Chad Gramling, Tim Tassler, they will let you know where it is. So that's just something to keep in mind. Well, before we go to break, I want to tell you about my friends at Culligan, of course. You buy bottled water, and if you do, hey, I got an alternative for you. It's the reverse osmosis drinking water system from Culligan. It's something that you can buy from them. They will install it, or you can rent it from them. Maybe even rent to own. Rent it, see if you like it. It's right there at your kitchen sink, believe it or not. You have a little disc that's like the easy button. When you turn on your cold water, you press this button, then the pressure moves just a touch, and you've got pristine drinking water right out of your tap. It's great. As I've said so many times before, Diane loves it to cook with. That is her preferred drinking water. Even our pets. Ziva loves it. So does Chop Suey and Sergio. All three of those animals love the reverse osmosis drinking water, and you will too, and your pets. And it's great for the pets. So, as well as yourself. So, give Culligan a call today, 484-8668. That's 484-8668. Give your people Culligan water. We'll be back with Mike Nutter. You're listening to Talkin Sports, powered by McMahon's Best One on 1380 The Fan, 100.9 FM.
How do you thank the people that add so much to our lives? How do you celebrate a community that brings out the best in all of us? You give back. In 2022, McMahon's Best One gave more than $100,000 to local organizations that are always there to lift us up, to listen, to strengthen us, every one of us. Throughout the year, McMahon's Best One will continue to give back to the community that has given so much to us, bringing out the best in each other together.
airwaves on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. It's Golf with Jay Delsing, your weekly insider guide to everything golf. Join former PGA Tour pro Jay Delsing every Saturday morning at 10 as he breaks down the latest tournament, shares tips to improve your game, and interviews some of the biggest names in the sport. Don't miss Golf with Jay Delsing every Saturday mornings at 10 throughout golf season. Only on Fort Wayne Sports Station.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the best glass company of them all?
I'm the magic mirror, and the answer to your question is a simple one, you see. When it comes to specialty glass, call City Glass Specialty. The area's choice for custom glass, including shower doors, mirrors, and custom framing since 1944.
So, Magic Mirror, how do I reach them?
Visit cityglassspecialty.com or call 260-744-3301 today.
The Magic Mirror is right. City Glass is the best glass company of them all. If you're looking for a new shower or tub enclosure, City Glass has framed or frameless to offer the ideal solution for your remodeling project. You can choose from a wide variety of glass designs with matching hardware, and they can custom create a mirror to complete the unique look of your interior design. Located on Calhoun Street, 3 blocks south of the Oyster Bar, City Glass Specialty specializes in matching products to your bathroom remodel vision.
PSM is proud to announce a new baseball academy led by MLB veteran Josh Van Meter. The Northeast Indiana native and former Fort Wayne Tincap is excited to return to his roots and offer aspiring baseball players an opportunity to train with a professional who has reached the pinnacle of their sport. Parents and players register for upcoming private lessons or small group training by visiting psmsports.com/baseball. Space is limited, so don't miss your chance to train with a true MLB pro.
Are you ready to embrace a new opportunity? Do you get fulfillment out of helping others? Are you a self-starter who loves to make your own schedule and can still work well with others? Maybe you're someone who needs a career with flexible PTO, the flexibility to take the time off when you need to and how often you need to, and are still able to perform your job at the highest level. If this sounds like a fit, we'd love to hear from you. Email your resume to salescareers@federatedmedia.com or text talent to 45364. Federated Media is an equal opportunity employer.
Unwind after a hard day's work or any day at Backroads Distilling Company, Northeast Indiana's newest hotspot for premium handcrafted cocktails. Weekday happy hour 3 to 6 p.m. has daily drink specials, expertly crafted cocktails, and tasty bites that hit the spot, served in the stylish Stillhouse Lounge with panoramic country heritage wine reviews. Plus, book a behind-the-scenes tour and hands-on cocktail class, then top it off with a bourbon tasting straight from the barrel. Visit backroadsdistilling.com and follow on social. Cheers to good times at Backroads Distilling in Leato.
Now back to Talkin Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Talkin Sports, powered by McMahon's Best One. That's DC Hendricks spinning the tunes, a little wild cherry there. I'm Jim Shovlin. Thanks for tuning in as we're talking local sports of all sorts until the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. If you'd like to be part of the show, hey, hit us up on the text line at 260-447-8500. That's 260-447-8500. We'll see about getting it on, especially if you have perhaps a baseball question or Tincaps question in particular, or something about Parkview Field. Do so. We had a text that came in just as we went to break that says, TS, go Cleveland Cavaliers. Sincerely, the city of Fort Wayne.
Love it.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yep, that's right.
Yes, indeed.
Noblesville Boom.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, anyway. Hey, let's go to the Talkin Sports phone line, powered by Fire, Police, City, County, Federal Credit Union, because waiting patiently on that line is Fort Wayne Tincaps President Mike Nutter. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Great to be back on with you this morning.
Oh, great to have you, Mike. And there is a lot going on at Parkview Field, and this team is in the midst of a 5-game win streak after an exciting one an exciting one for baseball fans, a 2-1 game at Parkview Field last night, but there were all kind of heroes involved in that contest.
No question about it. Finally warmer. Finally, no rain last night. So we did what we normally do this time of year. It was a crowd of right around 5,000 people. Really good, clean, crisp, 2-1 victory. Leon Alpanales, who was with us all of last year, he came back this year to anchor the rotation. He's 24 years old. The velocity is way up. He went 7 innings last night, 1 run, only 80 pitches. Pitch number 80 was 96 miles an hour to get him out of a jam. And then we turned it over to a big relief prospect. And you don't always say that. You know, a lot of times in the minors, they're converted starters and different, or a reliever in college. They try and make a starter and things like that. Tyson Neighbors was a superstar in college at Kansas State. And the Padres drafted him high and said, no, you're a closer. And that's so many major league games are now won and lost in the bullpen. He went innings 8 and 9. I think he struck out 4 of the 6, was up to 97 miles an hour. A lot of fun. Verdugo hit a home run again for us last night. He's got a league-leading 6. He's only 19 years old. And what this GM loves is all 6 have come in front of the home crowd. And so I'm sure he'll start getting them on the road, but he likes that Parkview Field atmosphere. A lot of fun. Back at it tonight to one that's near and dear to our hearts with Military Appreciation Day. Should be upwards of 6,000 people. And then if Mother Nature cooperates tomorrow, it's another Midwest Box Breaks, post-game autograph day, and also Star Wars Day with May 4th.
Nice. Very nice. You know, Mike, you talked about, you know, sometimes closers are converted starters. And it just got me thinking real quick that, you know, the mentality, the daily mentality of someone who is now a closer as opposed to a starting pitcher that could be called at any time when your team is in the lead toward the end of the game, as opposed to, well, I'm going to start every 5 days or every 6 days and I have my routine. But a closer, that mentality, you have to have that bulldog mentality, that eye of the tiger, and every single night, and only the best survive. You know, the Trevor Hoffmans of the world, the longtime Padre closer was such. But I mean, in addition to several others, but that mentality of a baseball player is so unique.
It really is, and like you said, in this day and age of a 6-guy rotation for us and most teams in this league, with 6 games a week, Pinales is pitched every Friday. Like, that's just how it's lined up, you know. And so, not that he's, like, you know, coasting today, but it's obviously a recovery day. He went 7 innings. And so Neighbors, he went 2 innings last night, and he's probably hot again tonight, you know, if we need it in a 1 or a 2-run, 3-run game. And so the mentality is different. I remember when I worked in AAA in Nashville, Tennessee, before coming up here, and those guys are literally on the knocking on the door of the big leagues. And I had friends that were closers for a couple of the years down there, and to watch them go about it. And the one guy we had, you could see him in about the 6th inning, starting to play catch with the left fielder. 7th inning, go down and get a cup of double espresso, hot coffee, black coffee in case he's needed. Just get the blood flowing and things like that. Those guys are gifted. You'll see in a big league game, a team will score 4 runs and rally quick. And now, Suarez for the Padres has got to get up, and he's got like 3 minutes to get ready, and then he's in there in front of 40,000 people. It is a unique skill set, and not everybody can do that.
Yes, indeed. It's tough, and those that do it and do it so well have my extreme gratitude on their talents. That's for sure. Well, Mike, you know, as far as let's go to Leo DeVries, shortstop of the Tincaps, who was the Midwest League Player of the Week last week for his exploits, for his cycle and his 8 RBI in the game, when, you know, only the 3rd Tincaps player to hit for the cycle. But then this past Tuesday, he goes 3 for 3 with just a triple short of a second cycle.
A week from the other one today. Yeah. And so it is wild. You know, somebody hit me up this week on a direct message. I saw you telling people to get out here and see Leo. Do you know something? I know he's really, really good. And so he's 18 years old. He's a switch hitter. He came in with the incredible pressure and pub. Our good friends, Fernando Tatis Jr. and Jackson Merrill, when the calendar flipped to May 1st. And, in fact, when the calendar was all the way at May 15th, both of those Major League All-Stars were hitting below the Mendoza line, below 200. I looked up after Leo's first hit to lead off the game last night for us, and he was hitting .313 with an on-base plus slugging of over 1,000 or over 1, and it's unheard of at that age. It's been cold. He's an elite batter. His eye is incredible. The maturity, Jim, at 18, the night before, we're down a run or two in the 8th, and he comes up with a couple guys on. Well, who wouldn't want to be the hero? And he just kept fouling stuff off and let one go that was probably one ball length off the corner and let the next guy do it. Well, the next guy came up, Verdugo, and hit a double or a triple, cleared them all, and we won it. And so it is really, really fun to watch. Again, hopefully Mother Nature cooperates and he comes and we're all out there playing tomorrow and doing autographs and stuff. His line's been about a half mile long every Sunday, and he's been gracious with it. And then the other thing is we'll find out on Monday who the Midwest League Player of the Month was. And we have not had one in a long time. Even with all of our success with Merrill and all these guys, it's been a while. And I think he's got a good, shot as anybody. And again, at 18 years old, it would be remarkable for him. And good kid. People ask me all the time, what kind of kid? Always smiling, high energy. You hate to do this to the young man, but he's the closest thing we've seen to Fernando Tatis Jr. Again, it's like a financial disclaimer. Present conditions don't guarantee future, but he's on that path, and it's absolutely awesome. And he's always smiling and interacting, taking his English classes, getting more comfortable in that regard. Just a really, really nice young man.
We're talking this morning with Mike Nutter, President and General Manager of the Fort Wayne Tincaps, in our weekly Tincaps chat. And let's segue just a little bit, Mike. How are the employment numbers for the Tincaps right now, and are you still accepting applications for employment at tincapsjobs.com?
We are, and you just nailed it, tincapsjobs.com. Definitely jobs available in the food and beverage, on our usher staff, as well as the cleaning crew. And so, somebody said to me the other day, what do you guys pay? Food and beverage starts at $12.75 an hour. I want to say that the cleaning crew, I believe, starts at $17 an hour. And so there's jobs available, good second jobs, summer jobs. We know the Calvary's coming home. I'm picking up both my kids from Bloomington, next week. And so, kids are coming and maybe they don't have something lined up. We'd absolutely love to have them join our team. It's a great place to work. It's fun hours. They don't have to work every night. They can work every night, but there's some flexibility there. So tincapsjobs.com, if people want to go on there, we'd love to have them.
All right. Well, since my retirement in September, I've of course, coaching.
I just heard the last segment. You're semi-considering going back into something. But if you're doing PA work 9 days a week, I don't know how many times you can do this stuff.
Oh, there's still time. I don't know.
There's always time.
It's usually during the daytime. I sit at home on my recliner between the hours of 8 a.m. and let's say 3 p.m. when I go to baseball practice, and I sit there with my Chihuahua on my lap and we watch Cops. That's it.
I can see that right now. That's a good visual. But another good visual, you going online, getting that liquor license, and you're slinging beers with Chicago Tom at the third base beer.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, and by the way, Chicago Tom messaged me and told me to tell you hello this morning.
Oh, right on.
Oh, yeah, Tom LaBarbera. But, who knows? Never say never. My goodness. So let's talk. Okay, tonight, Military Appreciation Night. What's involved there? And I know I'm going to be there.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. 6:35. No fireworks tonight. They were never scheduled. We start them in the next homestand. The next homestand in the 12 games has 6 fireworks shows, an appearance from Marla Hooch from a league of their own, all military appreciation, OmniSource, the San Diego Padres. A lot of people are a part of the success of this event, and we have thousands of active and then, of course, retired military and first responders and their families, because the families make such a huge commitment as well. They're going to get out there and see the boys play. These jerseys tonight are absolutely awesome. We had appearances this past week out with the Black Snakes and a couple of other places around town with the staff and players and coaches. We love the military because of what they do and did. You and I and DC get to do this fun stuff that we do. And so tonight's their night. Hopefully the boys put on another good show and we make it to 6 in a row for the victories. We're hot. We're a couple games out of first. We normally don't start well, so this is kind of uncharted territory.
Yes.
So it's been a lot of fun to get this thing rolling.
That is great. Well, Mike, thank you so much for joining us again this morning, taking a little time out of your morning, and we'll talk to you next Saturday, and I'll see you tonight.
See you tonight, my friend. Bye-bye.
All right, that was Mike Nutter, President and GM of the Fort Wayne Tincaps, and our weekly Tincaps chat. And I don't know, would you buy an adult beverage from me, DC, if I sold it?
From you, yeah.
Okay.
Trust you.
Okay. I'm just going to leave that one alone. Okay. Well, tell you what, let's go ahead, let's step out, let's take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking to Mike McCaffrey, Athletic Director at the University of St. Francis, in our weekly Cougar chat. And as their athletic season starts to wind down, but there's still things going on, and we will talk about that when we return. You're listening to Talkin Sports, powered by McMahon's Best One on 1380 The Fan, 100.9 FM. Have you looked at your auto or homeowner's insurance rate lately? Think it's about time to get a competitive quote? Call the Wise Insurance Agency today at 260-747-5373. Located at 7410 Bluffton Road, Wise Insurance is a local company that's been in business for 25 years. Being an independent agent working with over 15 A-plus rated carriers allows Coach Ron Wise to assess your needs and determine the best option for you to give you maximum coverage with the most affordable premiums. The Wise Insurance Agency also offers motorcycle, RV, and watercraft insurance, as well as renter's insurance, flood, and umbrella policies. Multi-policy discounts are also available, and make sure to ask Ron about the good student discount up to 20%. Let Coach Wise show you the fundamentals of getting the right insurance. Don't put it off. Contact Coach Ron and the Wise Insurance Agency team today at 260-747-5373 or find them online at thewiseinsuranceagency.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Worried about your battery and the heat? We get it. You don't want to get stranded somewhere with a car that feels like an oven. We've got you covered at AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Our free battery testing and charging service can help. And if you need a battery, we'll help you find a new one. No problem. Power through with free battery testing and charging at AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here is my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover's accepted at the places I love to shop. Get it? With the Times.
With the Times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Fort Wayne Trails connect our community, linking businesses, families, and neighbors. Let's keep them safe. Drivers, stay alert and make eye contact at crosswalks. Trail users announce when passing and keep one ear open with headphones. Fort Wayne Trails, a nonprofit, relies on donations and volunteers to grow and maintain our trails. Stay safe, have fun, and get involved. Visit fwtrails.org to donate or join upcoming events.
Right now, the forgotten poor are waiting for healing and care, for life-saving medical care, for a chance to live with dignity and hope. They are waiting for Mercy Ships and you. Mercy Ships is the largest floating civilian hospital in the world with volunteer medical staff and crew who donate their time to save lives. And now, as our newest state-of-the-art hospital ship sets sail, Mercy Ships will double our ability to reach children and adults who need us now.
Without the work of Mercy Ships, these patients don't have another option.
Mercy Ships is answering the call to serve suffering people who have nowhere else to turn. Together, we are going to some of the world's most desperate places and bringing a wave of hope and healing to those who need it most.
Thank you! Thank you!
To learn more about this wave of hope, go to mercyships.org today.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Now back to Talkin Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Talkin Sports, powered by Fire Please City County Federal Credit Union, as well as McMahon's Best One. Because on the Talkin Sports phone line, we're going to go to just in a moment. That is sponsored as well by Fire Police City County Federal Credit Union. So, hey, along with DC Hendricks, I'm Jim Shovlin. Thanks for tuning in. We're talking local sports of all sorts till the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. And then we will give way to high school baseball. It's Carroll at Snyder, and two teams that are, very good around the area right now, winning records. And, so that is the Snyder Diamond is out on Long Road, just opposite the Shorten Estates subdivision. And, get on out there and maybe watch some high school baseball. I know the Leo Lions are playing at Blackhawk Christian in a doubleheader today, starting at 10 o'clock. So get on out there. Let's go to the Talkin Sports phone line, powered by Fire Police City County Federal Credit Union, because waiting there patiently, of course, is Mike McCaffrey. Mike, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Jimmy. How are you? Great to be with you, buddy.
I am great this morning and enjoying the fact that, it's not raining right now. So that's
Amen.
So, I was thinking about this morning. The athletic season at the University of St. Francis is winding down, but that doesn't mean there's any shortage of excitement going on in the athletic department, because talk a little bit about the Crossroads League tournament that your teams are taking part in.
Yeah, it's been a fun week. As you said, it's conference tournament time, conference championship time, so it's been a fun week for the Cougars. We started with softball on Wednesday, ended up dropping the opening game of the tournament on Wednesday, but then came back and bounced back and won 2 games on Thursday. Beat Spring Arbor in the morning, then came back and beat Mount Vernon Nazarene in a little revenge game Thursday evening. And then baseball started on Thursday, got kicked off with a win over Marion, and then played Indiana Wesleyan last night at 6 o'clock and ended up losing 6-5. So I'm actually on 69 South right now, heading down to watch our Cougars take on Huntington here at 11 o'clock, which is a potential elimination game. But if we win this one at 11, then we get to turn around and come back and play again at 6 o'clock tonight against whoever loses between Indiana Wesleyan and Taylor, who plays at 2:30. So softball, unfortunately, lost to Indiana Wesleyan yesterday in what was potentially a national tournament qualifying game. If we had won that, we would have got to the championship game against Marion. But just came up short. Wesleyan's a juggernaut in softball, and we just couldn't string together enough hits to stay in that one. So softball season over for now. We'll see about the national tournament. There's I'd say an outside shot that maybe we get an at-large invite into the tournament, but we'll have to wait until next Wednesday to figure that out. But yeah, right now our baseball team's got to turn around after a tough loss last night, and if we want to do what we set out to do all season, we're going to have to take care of business twice today. The 6 o'clock game would be if we make it to the 6 o'clock game, and I can get ahead of myself. The coaches and the players are not allowed to do that. But I can certainly get ahead of myself and say if we win this game at 11, we come back for a national tournament potential qualifying game at 6 o'clock tonight against whoever loses the game between Taylor and Wesleyan. And then fortunately the two tournaments, one was at Taylor for softball, baseball was at Wesleyan, and then the track championships were Thursday and Friday over at Indiana Wesleyan. So my associate AD, Kelsey, and I have been going back and forth between Wesleyan and Taylor, which are about 20 minutes apart since Thursday. And they're actually going back to Wednesday with softball. We've been going Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Been down here in Marion and Upland, which is pretty convenient. Doesn't always work out that way, but it's been good this year that we've been able to check everybody out and got, I think so. We ended up with 4 qualifiers out of the track championships. Joey Rewerda, our pole vault extraordinaire, ended up winning the conference, and Hannah Borsma ended up getting second in the heptathlon. Hugo ended up qualifying in the steeplechase. So we've got some fun ahead in 3 weeks at the Outdoor National Championships, again, back down at Indiana Wesleyan. So it's been a fun week. We're still going. Excited to see how today plays out. But it's, like you said, it's not as many games, but very, very meaningful games and matches and meets this time of year. So it's been a fun week.
Oh, yes, indeed. We're talking this morning with Mike McCaffrey, Athletic Director at the University of St. Francis, in our weekly Cougar Chat. And Mike, as the athletic season winds down, then your role as athletic director, it's not a case where you go on vacation for 3 months and then just come back when school starts for the fall semester. What all is involved in the summer for an athletic department and an athletic director?
Well, we've got a few more weeks, and we're hoping to play, so I'm going to try to stick around and hope our baseball team has got some games to play, and then track will finish up here, and we're definitely going to do that. But, yeah, it's a time to reflect, time to sit down and strategize for the next year. Obviously, coaches are going to get a break, but if you're a basketball coach, you're probably out recruiting almost every weekend, and soccer tournaments, and with travel sports just being year-round, there's always somewhere for coaches to go and recruit, so they'll do that. Try to convince them and encourage them to get some time off with their family. I know my vacation is generally set around 4th of July, where I try to get that week off and spend some time with my family. And obviously our university is good about letting us get this time in the summer, but we'll have a coaches retreat for 2 days in June. We will sit down with administration and see kind of what the goals are for next year from a recruiting, budgetary, maybe some facilities and strategic stuff that we're doing. So it's a time to really just kind of grow, develop yourself professionally. NACTA convention comes up in June, so a lot of conventions that you get to go to make yourself better. And that's really what the summer's for, is to regroup. We'll have a lot of camps over the summer, obviously, with basketball and football team camps. We've got lined up, I think, 8 different days with 3 or 4 high school football teams coming to St. Francis every day. And then obviously Chad Lacrosse has about 5 weeks of basketball camps where hustle will just be packed with youngsters in there dribbling the basketballs. And so, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a time to relax and regroup, but your mind never stops, and you're always worried about what's next. And that's just the life of athletics and coaches and myself, where we're always trying to figure out how we're going to get better, what we can do next year. And so that's the fortunate part about summer, is you have time to look at some of those stuff before the kids come back in August.
No doubt. Still a busy, busy time. Well, give Coach Butcher and the Cougs my best, and we will talk to you next Saturday.
Sounds great, Jim. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Go Cougs.
All right. That was Mike McCaffrey, Athletic Director at the University of St. Francis, in our weekly Cougar Chat. And so, yeah, Coach Dustin Butcher is on a mission, and Huntington still with a lot of local flavor as well. So it'll be interesting because 2 very good college baseball programs in the Fort Wayne area and surrounding counties. So an awful lot of good baseball being played around here. Let's go ahead, step out, take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking to Shane Albahrani, play-by-play voice of your Fort Wayne Komets and the Komets in Toledo, the nemesis, the rivalry, going at it in a best-of-7 Kelly Cup Series. We'll talk to Shane when we return. You're 1380 The Fan, 100.9 FM.
The Fort Wayne Tincaps won their 5th game in a row on Friday night, defeating the Dayton Dragons 2-1 in Game 4 of a 6-game series. Game 5 of the series set for Saturday night, first pitch at 6:35. It'll be Military Appreciation Night presented by Ani, Steel Dynamics, and the San Diego Padres. For ticket information, go online at tincaps.com/tickets. If you can't make it to the game, join us for the broadcast starting at 6:15 here on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Fort Wayne Trails connect our community, linking businesses, families, and neighbors. Let's keep them safe. Drivers, stay alert and make eye contact at crosswalks. Trail users announce when passing and keep one ear open with headphones. Fort Wayne Trails, a nonprofit, relies on donations and volunteers to grow and maintain our trails. Stay safe, have fun, and get involved. Visit fwtrails.org to donate or join upcoming events.
We tend not to think about right now. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. When you give to the V Foundation, 100% of your donation goes directly to game-changing cancer research. Victory over cancer is there for the taking. By you. Donate at V.org. Because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donors choose. Support a classroom.
Build the future.
Did you know that every year, public school teachers spend nearly $500 of their own money for student supplies? Let's do the math. That comes out to over $1.2 billion a year. And that's just not right. At Donors Choose, we want students and teachers to have the tools they need for a great education. And now, more than ever, they need your help. Here's what you can do. Go to DonorsChoose.org and choose from teachers' requests that support reading, math, science, history, and more. Once the request is funded, we'll take care of shipping everything directly to the teacher. It's that easy. You'll receive thank you letters and photos from students and teachers and a report of how every dollar was spent. Teachers' needs have never been greater. Learn more at DonorsChoose.org.
Donors Choose. Support a classroom.
Build the future.
Now back to Talkin Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Talkin Sports, powered by McMahon's Best One. Along with DC Hendricks, I'm Jim Shovlin. Thanks for tuning in as we're talking local sports of all sorts until the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. If you want to be part of the show, if you have a question, comment, suggestion, do so via the text line at 260-447-8500. That's 260-447-8500, especially if you have a Comet question now, because on the Talkin Sports phone line is the play-by-play voice of your Fort Wayne Komets, Mr. Shane Albahrani. Shane, good morning.
Hey, Jimmy.
Well, I'll tell you what, didn't go as we wanted it to last night in the Huntington Center and Toledo against the Walleye. But if this game is any indication, it's going to be a heck of a series. And how about Alex Aliardi?
Yeah, Alex, he's really put this team on his back. He's willing the team forward. Another 2-goal night. He also had an assist, so and he was a +3, so +3 performance for him. And he has been fantastic. And last night, obviously, you're happy with the effort. Everything kind of went our way, but unfortunately, the outcome didn't match the effort. And that's the way it goes when you play Toledo, especially in that building. All in all, again, everyone was happy with the effort, but it's the playoffs, so there's really no room for moral victories. You got to win one here tonight.
That is true, yeah. And, of course, tonight's game starts at 7:15 in Toledo. I know there were 8,000 plus in the Huntington Center last night, but how many of those were from Fort Wayne?
There was a fair amount. It was a little rough. It was a tough ticket because Toledo had swept their opening round series with Indy, so they had 10 days to sell tickets. So we didn't know we were going to be playing them until after our Game 7 win against Iowa on a Tuesday. So no, there was a few there. Hopefully for a few more tonight.
And talk about the emergence the last few weeks of goaltender Nathan Day.
Yeah, Nathan Day's legit. We never would have thought we'd be in this situation, having to rely on a rookie on a tryout of all things. Mm-hmm. He's an Edmonton prospect. He'll probably sign with the Oilers this summer, and this is probably a preview of what we're going to get next season if he is indeed assigned to the Komets. But yeah, Connor Unger goes down, the final week of the regular season, and Brett Brochu, unfortunately, just kind of, has kind of lost his way a little bit.
Yeah,
he was very shaky in the 4 games he appeared in the Iowa series, and then Nathan Day, he wins the game 6 and 7, both elimination games, so it shows that he certainly, has that type of energy that he can go into that situation and win. And last night I thought he played really well. Both goaltenders did. You see 9 goals up on the board, but it really wasn't indicative of the goaltender play. It was just run and gun hockey. These guys just didn't have a chance. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Jesse Kalicki does tonight, because Nathan Day, he's played a lot of hockey, in the past week and a half. And Brett Brochu, I'm sure he is itching to get back in it because he's a gamer, and I'm sure he would like to redeem himself.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, while he was here early on in the season, he was the guy. And, but yeah, it was tough to see a little bit of his struggles, but still, it's always next man up, and Nathan Day has been the hot goaltender for the K's, as you alluded to, game 6 and 7, giving up a goal in each one of those games in elimination games. That's a gamer. So, it's going to be interesting going forward. For those that aren't familiar with the Toledo Walleye, Shane, tell the listeners a little bit about what style of play Toledo has and how that is similar or dissimilar to the Komets style.
Well, they're 4 lines deep, just like the Komets. 4 really good lines. So,
Mm-hmm.
There's no holes there. It was run and gun hockey. Heaven forbid you turn the puck over last night. It was going to turn into a 2-on-1. And both teams realized that. I think both teams might even tighten up a little bit, because I don't see both teams being able to play that way for possibly 7 games the way they did last night. They got Tyler Spezia back before the game, and that was a huge. He got a goal last night. He was a guy who had 57 points in 51 games before he was injured, very much similar to the Odin Tufto situation where he missed over 2 months of the regular season, and unfortunately was injured in the Iowa series and won't return. But he was a huge boost to them last night, and that's the way it goes in the playoffs. Guys are going to come down. That's going to happen when you get a guy who is injured. He's going to get back in the lineup. That's going to change the dynamic. So I'm not sure if the Komets were quite ready for that, because Spezia is a really good player. They put him up on the front line, and the Komets were pretty much able to. They did what they had to do defensively. They shut down Brandon Hawkins.
Right.
I think he only had 2 shots on goal all night. But when you have all those other weapons out there, it's still a tough game, even though you shut down Brandon Hawkins. But it's going to be another great game tonight. You hate to see that it's game 2 is a must win, but I think it is, because the format favors the Komets. It's 2-3-2. So you win tonight, you got home ice advantage. You got the next 3 at home. So here we go.
Right, and that's the Komets are home then after the game tonight. They are home on Monday night at the Coliseum, 7:30 start, and then Wednesday as well. So this is something that Komet fans are going to have to take advantage of and get on out there and cheer on the Fort Wayne Komets. What's the injury situation like right now, Shane?
Everyone's healthy. Outside of, we know Connor Unger won't return. We know that Odin Tufto won't return. So that's everything is fine. The only possible lineup change for tonight, Brandon McManus was scratched for Kirill Tatayev, and those 2 guys have kind of been going back and forth, going back to the Iowa series. So I can conceivably see McManus in there tonight, but that would be the only change that I would see. And plus, I don't know what the goaltender situation is. That was the debate between my broadcast partner and I, Fred, on the way back home last night. And we both had different theories. So we'll see what the coaching staff will have for us when we get there tonight.
All right. Well, Shane, we'll be tuned in. Game 2 tonight at the Huntington Center, and then Game 3 in Fort Wayne on Monday night at the Coliseum. Get on out there to the Coliseum and support your Fort Wayne Komets. Shane, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you next Saturday.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jimmy.
Thank you, Shane. That was Shane Albahrani, play-by-play voice of your Fort Wayne Komets. And my computer screen just went black. So that was interesting. Okay. Well, that's going to do it for Talkin Sports for a Saturday, May 3rd, 2025. Many thanks to Mike Nutter, President and GM of the Fort Wayne Tincaps, for joining us. Also, thanks to Mike McCaffrey, Athletic Director at the University of St. Francis, for his weekly Cougar Chat, and to Shane Albahrani, play-by-play voice of the Fort Wayne Komets, for jumping on with us. And as always, thanks to D.C. Hendricks for keeping everything oh so smooth. Get a chance, listen to that podcast, the 260 Baseball Dugout, which emphasizes local baseball in the area. So it's a great listen. So do that. And hey, you've got a wrestling podcast too, right?
Yeah, a wrestling podcast called WrestleHolics. You guys can check that out. It's broadcasted here 10 p.m. every Saturday and 10 a.m. every Sunday.
I thought I was busy, but you're busier than I am.
No, I'm not.
We're both busy. Yeah, okay. Well, so until next Saturday, have a great week, everybody.
Podcasts by Federated Media.